Name and address for the record, just in case you forgot.
Okay. Hello all. Yes, Jerry Bloom, 24 Fairfield Avenue.
Can I get?
Yeah, right up the road. Okay, this is the public portion, which I believe qualifies as a public forum. Please, Attorney T. Diosio, please correct me if I'm wrong. The following minutes, approvals, blah, 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 up until the executive session, I assume then, is a limited public forum. And the executive session is a non-public forum. Yes, no, maybe? Yes? Okay, thank you. I see you're making progress, moving all of this out of here. This is very good. And I see also that the city road repair funding is still in progress. It's okay. So on July 3rd, I went up to your office and informed your secretary that there is no flag, American flag, on the flagpole in Constitution Park. And she assured me that they'd see to it. Well, they didn't. And I went up to your office yesterday and reminded them again. And she said, well, we'll get Parks and Recreation on top of it. Okay, it's it's a naked flagpole in the park. It should have an American flag on it. All right. So, yeah, YouTube videos. Frauditor Troll, he's one of these YouTube people. He has actually categorized the frauditors. Category number 1, they go around harassing cops and post it on their YouTube channel. Category 2, they go after you all public employees. And category 3, they'll just antagonize anyone on the street. Okay. There was a big rally. Well, they called it a frauditor news briefing out in front of City Hall in Jersey 3-4 days ago. 13 of the most notorious frauditors were out in front of City Hall creating havoc. There was only one arrest, unfortunately. The big names being there, Josh Abrams, Long Island Audit, who, by the way, it was disputed whether or not he made $500,000 a year. He wouldn't agree to that, but he wouldn't dispute it either. So he's making big money doing this. Taco Terry was there. The Angry Vet. I'd never seen anything like it before. Unfortunately, only one arrest. The video is 20 minutes long. It's kind of boring. But if you go there and watch, you'll see the mayhem they intentionally cause. And they make money doing this. And I see, Mayor, you haven't done anything to protect City Hall, like post a sign out there, non-public forum, or create an executive order like I keep urging you to do. Anyway. Well, that's all I have.
That's it?
Well, no, I don't want to unless you have questions.
I thought maybe you were going to discover the sky was falling.
No.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Anybody else wishing to address the board? Hearing none, we'll close the public portion and move on to the regular scheduled agenda. Minutes for approval, items 1-1 and 1-2, Board of Aldermen regular meeting, July 11th, 24, and Board of Aldermen meeting and CRC joint special meeting, July 22nd, 24.
Move to waive the reading and approve the minutes of the regular Board of Aldermen meeting July 11th and the Board of Aldermen CRC joint special meeting July 22nd, 2024. So moved.
Second. Motion is made second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? The item 5-1 Finance Committee, there were For Chairman's report?
Yes, the Finance Committee, with the assistance of other groups, including the Board of Education and the school bus administrator, we're going to be talking about the replacement planning for the buses over the next couple of weeks. We'll be asking each one of the groups to come together and bring us information. Our buses are now 11, 12 years old, and they're at a point now where we should be really trying to replace them in a way, in a manner that we're not overburdening the budget, and that they have the number of buses they'll need for the different routes. Hopefully, we can find a way to maybe cut down the number of buses we have using the computer system that they have now at the school system.
Okay, and you're also gonna talk about the fueling system.
Oh, yes, exactly, yes.
That's also as old as the buses are, and is.
Fuel system, no, fuel system. The fuel system will be, I've already talked to to Chris about that. He's supposed to be some numbers on that already.
I want to say we spent a couple $100,000 on that and we'll put it in, but that's just a guess because I can't remember. Okay, public health and safety, there are no items. Street committee, there are no items. The only report comment I'll make in this part is I do have a document from Highways and Bridges on the things that they've been working on since the storm we had. We got hit pretty hard. Not everybody in the state got it like we did. I think parts of Trumbull and parts of Monroe got whacked pretty good too. But if anybody's interested in seeing what they're doing along with private contractors, that's why I asked for a waiver of bid on the services, because you don't have time to sit around and bid everything. We need to open up roads. We need to clean up ball fields. The schools have some issues. A property that we own on 38 Blacks Hill Road, a tree went through the roof. So the tenants are out of that house, and we've got to replace the roof and do some other things to it. So there's a whole litany of things. And that's why I just need a blanket waiver of bid for these services. So I'll leave this here. If anybody wants a copy of it, they can take it and make copies of it. John, you have anything?
No, I have nothing. Yes.
Item number 7 is financial. Item number 6 rather is legislative hold. There are no items. Item number 7, financial business hold. There are no items. Item number 8, financial business new. We have 8-1 August statutory refunds.
Move that the report of the tax collector relative to the refund of taxes for a total amount of $5,057.22 be approved, and that the finance director be directed to make payments in accordance with the certified list received from the tax collector with funds to come from the statutory refunds account.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 8-2 is a sprinkler system upgrade at Shelton High School Auxiliary Gym.
Move to appropriate an amount of $12,947.17 to upgrade sprinklers in the Shelton High School Auxiliary Gymnasium, with funding to come from Aldermen and bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
Is it leaking or?
No, it just probably outlived its useful life, and before it explodes and ruins the floor or ruins anything else in there, they've got to make some changes to it.
The backup information talks about there are about approximately 40 sprinkler heads from pendant. They're going to be changed from pendant style to upright. So that's the basic thing.
They can't get hit. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carried. Item 8.3 is the repair of the vacuum system for Shelton High School Science Department.
Move to appropriate an amount of $5,209.37 to repair and service the Bush vacuum system for Shelton High School Science Department, with funding to come from Aldermen and bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.4 is the elevator repairs at Shelton High School, Shelton Intermediate School, and Perry Hill Schools.
Move to appropriate an amount of $45,078.63. Repair and service elevators at Shelton High School, Shelton Intermediate School, and Perry Hill School. The funding to come from automatic bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
This is a sole service vendor. Yeah, for all three of them.
Well, generally, the elevators in a building that are made by a manufacturer need to be serviced by the manufacturer. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.5 is the replacement of the hot water heater at Bluefield School.
Move to appropriate an amount of $6,656.97 for the replacement of the hot water heater at Bluefield School, funding to come from automatic bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
I was just wondering, when I read the specs over in did all the vendors bid on the 67-gallon hot water heater? I don't think there's anybody here from the.
I don't think it requires a bid. It's under the bid limit, so it just requires quotes.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, but on, the dollar, it's a dollar off the amount in the motion. Just so,
Yeah, my concern was they're all 67 gallon.
there's a typo in the motion, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, well, these are schools don't use a lot of hot water per se. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.6 is the fire alarm upgrade to Shelton High School, Alternative School, and Perry Hill School modular.
Move to appropriate the amount of $1,150 for upgrades to the fire alarm system at Shelton High School, Alternative School, and the Perry Hill modular. The funding to come from automatic bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the city charter.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
And this must be a sole source vendor as well.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's only $1,000. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
It is a sold.
Item number 8.7, Board of Ed pay-to-play fiscal year 23-24 reimbursement.
Move to reimburse the Board of Education for fiscal year 2023-24 pay-to-play expenses in an amount of up to $250,000, with reimbursement contingent upon the mayor's compilation of eligible items as enumerated in the minutes of the August 17, 2023 Board of Aldermen special meeting. Further, authorize the mayor and finance director to determine the funding source.
Second.
Discuss.
Yeah, discussion.
The mayor has suggested that when all the items for fiscal year 2023-24, all the deficit items that the Board of Education has, when that comes in, we'll do it, we'll take this all together in one.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to do it piecemeal. And, you're kind of leaving it open end to determine the funding source. It's not normally how we do it. It should be the same funding source that you're going to use to cure their over expenditures, whether it's health insurance or whether it's this, doesn't matter. And I would note, I would make a note on that topic that we are miles from where we were last year. Miles, much better.
The deficit situation is much better.
Well, we're not gonna be in a deficit situation. Just, the Board of Ed has the over expenditure largely due to the health insurance cost. But anyways, we can talk more about that, in the next month and a half.
Do you want to table this?
Well, we should take no action, really.
So, okay, we'll take no action. That way it doesn't come up again next month.
Okay, item 8.8 is the funding for the Chromebooks for Shelton Public School System.
Move to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the city of Shelton may enter into with and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Energy.
You're on the wrong,
18.8, right.
Just a minute.
8.8.
Well,
You're missing. For some reason you're missing.
It's stuck together.
I move to add the purchase of Chromebooks for the Shelton Public School System to the capital improvement plan with funding in an amount of $344,700 to come from LoSiP.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded, discussion.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of late to be getting these things at this time. They're gonna be happy for the first of the year. Do we have any guarantee of that?
Well, we don't, it's not our problem, it's their problem. I mean, look, they know they need them, they know they needed them 2-3 months ago. And look, when you get a new appropriation for what they got, they certainly have the wherewithal to make sure that they have it for September 1st. So, I mean, you know, when you want to call down here and say, hey, you know, we need this immediately, you know, that's nonsense.
The other thing is, I think that the record should show that the last 7 or 8 items have all been for the school system outside of their budget. I would think.
Well, you know,
That's obvious.
before you're done, you're gonna be another $750,000 outside their budget before you're done. And I don't mean today, but you keep going at this rate. Oh,
I just want to comment that I've been doing some research on Chromebook grants, and there's over 20 different resources that are applicable to exclusively Chromebooks, and I'm curious if the Board of Ed does anything with regard to looking into those grants.
well, look, it's a good point, but here again, I mean, we can't do anything about
Right.
that. I mean,
I just wanted it on the record.
well, I mean, you can force their hand and not take any action and ask them to identify the grants. I mean, you can always appropriate the money for them. You know, if they need them that bad, they've got $80 million. So it's not like that they don't have the ability to do it. You know, and I think that it's a valid point. There's so many grants out there. I didn't even think of that.
I have a whole list.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to table this thing and tell them?
No, I think it's something,
Well, look, they'll never, if you give them the money, they're never gonna go after the grants.
well, I'll have to go after them next year for sure, because I'm gonna.
Okay, next year.
I think they should at least have to let us know, are they going after them, or are they doing them, or are they not doing them? And if they're not doing them, why aren't they? Because that's 400,000 they could use towards education, that they're not, because that's like a gimme.
Well, the other thing, here we are, we're at the 11th hour. This should have been prepared months ago.
Months ago,
Here we are now, school starts in what, 3 weeks?
No,
Not even.
hold
2
on.
weeks.
Hold on, before you're too critical. They've mentioned to us long before this that they need the money for the contracts. And I put it off. We figured out how to do it. We had to figure out whether we were gonna take it from LoSiP like we did last year, or whether we were gonna take it from Board of Aldermen bonding. But we'll make the point. I think we should approve it so go forward, no glitches, but tell them, we expect them to look into the grants. Chris says there's grants for Chromebooks.
There's 15 grants for
Chromebooks.
Chromebooks.
These are technology items. And so look into it and let us know.
I think that speaks to the reason that we do need a technology committee that can direct and act. And the technology committee should include the Board of Education, so they're aware of what's going on, because most of what the technology committee would do is take care of the school system.
But we don't need it on this end, that's for sure.
I think you're doing a good job at it, Mayor.
Okay, so, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. So, you know, now that this is off of your table and on my table, I think this money will sit there until I find out if they're gonna apply for grants or not.
Amen.
What's that called, John? You know, I got you.
Quid pro quo.
It's probably too late for this year,
Alright.
but we're gonna have it.
Why would it be too late?
Well,
It's
you know,
never
they
too,
have
it's never too late.
No,
The state of Connecticut through the American Rescue Plan has got more money than they know what to do with.
yeah, but the state of Connecticut's gonna give all that rescue plan money to higher education.
Don't get really sick.
I don't know, John. I don't know if that's accurate. We've done pretty well.
That's what they say.
We've done pretty well with, from the state. regards to that.
Confident.
Okay, moving along, item 9.8, funding for citywide road repair. 8.9.
Move to appropriate an amount of $500,000 for citywide road repairs with funding to come from.
Yeah, I would suggest you just do it from the American Rescue Plan right now, and then, we may revisit that, because I'm gonna need a little bit more. We may revisit that from another source, probably in September.
Okay, from American Rescue Plan.
Yeah.
Second,
This way here, Paul Heller won't have to worry about paying, interest on that money.
Okay. You second?
seconded.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.10, Connecticut Deep, performs soccer and football field scoreboards.
Yeah. Move to approve the following resolution.
Wait a minute, before you do that, something just jumped out at me. The intent for the grant for the football field is for a scoreboard. It's the only thing that's missing up there. The other grant is not for a scoreboard at the soccer field. The soccer field is gonna come, or somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 million. We only got 500,000. So it should be understood that this 150 will go towards the field. We can worry about the scoreboard another day, another time. I don't know what the motion says, but I just want to be clear on that.
So the grant is for 300,000. With 150,000 to go toward the scoreboard and 150,000 to go toward the soccer field.
The motion was a little
Is the soccer field the field near the lower field?
Lower field.
And the Shelton High School football field is stadium.
Right.
It's been stadium.
Right.
It doesn't need a scoreboard there.
All right, go ahead, let him put the motion on the floor.
Move to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the city of Shelton may enter into with and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection any and all documents which it deems to be necessary to apply for a grant of $300,000 for the Shelton High School football scoreboard, which will be allocated $150,000, and soccer field, another allocation of $150,000 at the Shelton High School. And be it further resolved that Mayor Mark David, Mayor of City of Shelton, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the City of Shelton, and to do and perform all acts and things she deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.11, emergency storm damage cleanup waiver of bid.
Move for the recommendation of the Finance Director to waive the bidding process for emergency storm cleanup services for damages incurred to citywide roadways and properties during the August 3rd, 2024 storm.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. For discussion purposes, I mentioned earlier today some of the activities that are ongoing with regard to the cleanup, and if there's any questions beyond that, I'm happy to take them.
Who has that list?
It's down here.
Should be down there.
Barry?
Pass it back.
If you like to pass it down, just make copies for everybody and send it to us.
This is what's been done today. The effort is ongoing. They'll be at it for the next couple more days.
I'll get it copied and sent out to you.
Okay, so did you put the motion on the floor?
Yeah.
In a second,
Second, yeah.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Are any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 9 is legislative new. There are no items in public hearing. Item 9.2, the reappointment to the Naugatuck Valley Health District Board of Directors.
Move to reappoint the following persons to the Naugatuck Valley Health District Board of Directors effective immediately. Gene Jones, unaffiliated, 606 Walnut Tree Hill Road, Shelton. Barbara A. Lombardi, Republican, 85 Cranston Avenue, Shelton. The terms, let me read the terms in, that's important. Gene Jones' term is from July 1st, 2024 to July 11th, 2026, 3-year term. Barbara Lombardi's term is from July 1st, 2024 to July 11th, 2027, 3-year term. Justin's, I'm just questioning, I'll question later. Justin Rompuy, Republican, 5 Meadowlark Drive, Shelton, term July 1st, 24 to July 11th, 27. Jay Zakaris, Democrat, 24 Hill Road, Shelton, term expires on July 11th, 2026. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded.
May I make a question? Are any of these people nurses, RNs? No.
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 All those in favor?
Wait a minute, gotta raise a question on this thing, just for the record. We didn't know the beginning of Jay Zakaris's term, but it's from this day forward. And Gene Jones, I don't know why it's July 1, 2024. And at 2 years, that's only 2 years, and it's for a 3-year term. So I guess so it's staggered terms, charter must staggered terms. I would presume that the information that we're given is correct. I just raised that question as I was reading it.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 9.3, the renewal of the Connecticut DOT Master Municipal Agreement.
Be it resolved by the Board of Aldermen that Mark A. Reddy, Mayor, is hereby authorized to sign the agreement entitled Master Municipal Agreement for Construction Projects.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
The agreement, I think it's a boilerplate agreement we do every year, and I think it's upstairs. I think it's upstairs with the clerk if anybody wants to take the time. It's about that thick.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 9.4, acknowledgement of partnership between the city of Shelton and Derby Shelton Rotary Club for Shelton Day 10/6/24.
Move to authorize Mayor Mark A. Reddy to sign an agreement between the city of Shelton and Derby Shelton Rotary Club to acknowledge the partnership between the city of Shelton and Derby Shelton Rotary Club during the Shelton Day activities to be held on Sunday, October 6, 2024.
Second.
The agreement is attached.
The motion is made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, item 9.5, the presentation to the CRC Commission of the Board of Aldermen's proposed revisions to city charter.
Move to propose the following recommendations to the Charter Revision Commission's red line version of the proposed amendments to the city charter. Section 5.3.2, the limit for a public building committee should remain at $500,000. 2, Section 5.4, the proposed technology committee should consist of 7 members, 3 appointed by the Board of Ed, 3 appointed by the Board of Aldermen, and 1 appointed by the mayor. Each appointing authority shall appoint no more than 2 from a political party. 3, Section 6.1, the mayor should have the option of appointing a deputy chief of staff, qualifications/job criteria to be added. 4, Section 6.1.2 D, parentheses D, should be deleted. The Director of Human Resources shall report to the Chief of Staff.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Discussion?
I would ask council to review all our recommendations, especially number 4. And I would also remind the board that When we had the joint meeting with the Charter Revision Commission, we had five members in attendance. Following that, we took the minutes and I sent out to everybody what the recommended changes were, as we saw it. And then we were asked by the Charter Revision Commission Chairman Win Apple, if Eric and I would meet with him. We did, and we came up with this list, this 4 items. And that's what we agreed to put on. They wanted to go, if you recall, with 2 questions instead of 4.
Are they still gonna have other questions though besides these?
No, this is it.
Well, no, these aren't questions.
No, these are the change, I mean, items,
Change.
recommendations,
We're changing,
these are the recommendations we're sending to them.
but their red line is still their red line.
Right.
But this was after
Discussion.
the president, myself, and the chairman met.
Yeah,
So then, go ahead.
I'm not sure I understand the rationale for 1, 3, or 4. I mean, you can't do much
Well,
today.
the Public Building Committee 1, it's currently at 500,000.
Right,
Okay, we have a public building committee that takes care of most of our stuff. And, there's no reason to have to change that, raise the amount, 500. They take care of most of all our projects, regardless of the cost.
Where he gives you
The deputy chief at number 3, mayor having the option of appointing a deputy chief of staff. We raised the question that you have 2 administrative assistants. 2 people are in that position. Okay, what they had suggested was eliminating that position. And we said you can't eliminate that position. Because you're gonna make 2 chief of staff? No, you're not gonna make 2 chief of staff.
well, you have deputy chief of staff.
If you-
Where'd you come up with deputy?
Well,
You have a chief of staff or
This is,
No,
this
the-
is what Win had.
The chairman, Win Apple came up with chief of staff is what they want to create. And then when we talked about the administrative assistant, he said, make it so that the mayor has the option of appointing a deputy chief of staff.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand that, but okay, I look at, there's 2 administrative assistants because the job is just overwhelming for one person, and it's been like that for 20 years. And we just never changed it. Just the workload required for personnel issues alone isn't more than enough for one person. And then all the other day-to-day things that go on, throughout the city that need attention, that you need someone to follow up on. That's why there's 2 people in that role.
Yeah,
We agree with that.
we don't disagree with how many people you got. The administrative assistant position has been created. If you want to put 2 people in administrative assistant, that's fine. It follows the same.
Right, there's no prohibition.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. But if you eliminate out of the charter the position administrative assistant, then you got 1 person or 2 people that are not gonna have a job after the charter is approved. They're not created anymore.
So I brought this up in the original discussion too. Why just not leave it alone? Why do we have to change the title of these people?
Because they're calling.
Because
They're calling for it.
because the Charter Revision Commission has suggested eliminating the position administrative assistant.
No,
They did.
they're suggesting we change their titles,
No.
not eliminating the position. It's they're gonna have the same
No.
job functions.
The red line version shows that eliminated the line to it.
Right, to change their title to chief of staff and deputy chief of staff.
No, they're not.
So just leave it alone.
They're only suggesting creating chief of staff.
Right,
And
But
then when they're.
why?
Because they're changing it from administrative assistant.
Why?
That's
Because it sounds like a better title?
No, because most other
The
towns,
duties
the
is more,
rationale,
more
it's
duties
stupid.
about-
One at a time,
the,
one at a
the
time.
Yeah,
rationale,
one at a time, one at a time.
the rationale is that most other towns have gone to the title, the person assisting the mayor
Right.
is a chief of staff.
So it doesn't need to happen, it won't change the function of the city. Other than somebody changing their title and eliminating the title that assistant. So why just not leave it alone?
Because you can't.
If it ain't broke, don't
You
fix
can't
it.
eliminate the title administrative assistant. if you
So
create-
don't eliminate the title of administrator.
You say just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
So then we don't have too many chiefs and not enough.
This is their idea, the
Right.
CRC.
And I brought this up in that discussion that we had a couple of months ago or whatever. It's just, there's no reason to do this.
To change, to eliminate the administrative assistant.
Correct.
Correct, I agree.
And so why are we doing it?
Well, we're saying,
Okay.
don't eliminate.
This is
it,
their
leave it as it is.
recommendation.
So you're gonna have a chief of staff and you're gonna have an administrative assistant.
Or a deputy chief of staff. You're gonna have a chief of
Well,
staff
they-
and a deputy chief
They,
of staff.
they want.
Or do nothing and leave it as.
They
is.
want to give, they want to give the mayor the opportunity, if he wants to call the job deputy chief of staff, if he wants to create and call.
Do you wanna do that, Mayor?
I think this.
There's nothing wrong with what we're doing right now. I mean, this is kind of semantics.
Yeah,
It's a-
well, we
It's a
understand.
title.
But it affects somebody's job if we just change their titles.
If
So
you
just leave it
eliminate,
alone, just eliminate it.
Well, they eliminated it.
the
not
charter
us.
has an administrative assistant.
Take it out of the charter revision.
And leave the
Keep it
charter
as is. Keep the charter as is.
Discussion with the commission. Charter.
I'm finished discussing with them.
Yeah, we gotta meet with them again anyway,
They
so.
rejected what we say, let them
It's,
do what they want to do. That's what he said to do. We'll
So-
approve it. He do what he wants to do.
So I just have a question about, so you're not isolating the question about the veterans being a permanent,
No, they don't want to isolate that.
okay.
They don't want to isolate that. They don't want to make that a separate question.
Thanks.
Okay. Are we ready
Go
to
to
vote on this, or
Move the question.
are we gonna table?
executive session.
Move the question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Thank God.
All those in favor?
uh,
Someone out there talking.